Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Hans, a property investor, and in this video we'll be breaking down a few essential resources that I believe every investor should have. These are all resources I personally use on a regular basis, and I hope that it will be able to help you the way it has for me on my journey. So the first one is the Hometrack property report. Each month they send out a value-packed email on the status of the property market and the rental market in the UK. There's house price and rental indexes. There's a ton of analysis on the whole UK market as a whole, but also broken up into regions. There's so much value in here, I would actually pay for it. The fact that it's completely free is a no-brainer. Regardless of whether you're a property investor or not, even if you have a passing interest in property, it's a must to subscribe. The report contains detailed analysis on house price inflation and also comparing the affordability between different areas and the performance. So for example, currently we're seeing very strong house price inflation in the northwestern regions compared to London, which is relatively weak. And the report goes on to say the affordability in the northwestern regions is a big contributing factor to the strong growth. At the moment, there's a very strong correlation between affordability and house price growth. And intuitively this makes sense because over a very long period, all properties grow by approximately the same rate. However, in the recent years, London has outstripped everywhere else in terms of growth. And we're at that phase in the cycle where the London market has stagnated and other regions are catching up, particularly in the northwest where the fundamentals are strong, there's strong employment, development, and the affordability levels are very good. And the report goes on to say this is further bolstered by the highest number of property transactions since the financial crisis. A lot of people speculated the property market would face a cliff edge drop after they removed the stamp duty holiday, but this just hasn't happened. The property market has continued going strong. And if all that information wasn't enough, they released a further 2 bonus reports, which actually are my personal favourites. They released a house price metric report breaking down the UK into 65 cities and tracking their rate of growth over the last 12 months. It's always fascinating for me to see which ones are at the top of the leaderboard, which ones aren't. It gives me more ideas for investment, and they do a similar one for the London boroughs. It just gives you a very quick overview on how the property markets are doing around the country. On to the second resource. It's a much simpler one, but I can't believe I didn't find out about this one sooner. It's the property log extension. So once you install it onto your browser and you go onto Rightmove, it displays the entire house price history of each listing. So now instead of just the asking price, you have access to a lot more data. You can see when it was first listed and every subsequent price revision. It seems really simple, but it's super valuable. You wouldn't be able to get this information any other way. There's no chance the letting agents would give you that data. For example, if a property was initially listed for £200,000 and in the subsequent 2 months they dropped it by £10,000 each time, now it's at £180,000. The lettings agent would never tell you what they initially listed it for or the price drops. And now you know how long they've been trying to sell it for, and the fact that they probably haven't got a ton of really hot leads, otherwise they probably wouldn't have dropped it. Conversely, if you see a property that's only been listed for 2 weeks and they've raised the price, then you may have some competition on your hands. Either way, for such a simple app, it has the potential to save you a lot of time and a ton of money. So it's no brainer, install it. And the last one doesn't have to be specific to property. It's certainly helped me so much and it's made my processes much more efficient as a property investor, but it's also helped me in all other areas of life. And that's the Notion app. It started off as a note-taking app, but it's since developed to be so much more. I basically use it to run my entire life now. In terms of the property process, I use it to organize all of my deals and one central area to store all of my resources. So from the initial research stage, it's able to organize all of your deals. You would create a page of each of your properties. Every interaction you've had with the agent can go in there. Any links and all of the data, price, address, links, photos. It also gives you the ability to create relational links, so you can create tasks against each property to call up an agent and have that synced to your calendar. Come viewing time, you can create a checklist template inside the property page, so everything related to that property is now one central area and is all linked to your task list, so nothing gets lost. And carrying on, you can use it to track your property through the legal process, and even after completion I have a dashboard to manage my portfolio in terms of insurance, mortgage payments, tenancy due dates, the whole lot. So I highly recommend you checking Notion out. If you like it, I have a free Skillshare course where I give away a template I spent over a year developing that covers not just property but every area of your life, including habits, goals, storing digital assets, and your tasks. So those are just some of my favourite resources. I hope that was helpful. Subscribe for more.